This is Mike Kilo Oscar 4 Papa Delta India. It's ham fun with KO4 PDI with a shout out to my nephew Cuts Connect. You want to get your hair cut in Point Pleasant, New Jersey? Look up my nephew Anthony Cuts Connect. Go check him out. Also, good news for anybody that follows me. If you want to upgrade your license, you want to go from tech to general, or from general to extra, or from tech all the way to extra, you can do it with hamradioprep.com. hamradioprep.com and I have partnered to set up a discount code so that you can get 20% off the course price. I would highly suggest buying all 3 courses right off the bat, because if you do that, you save the most money, and you can only use the code once. So buy all 3 courses at the same time. Just figured I'd let you know that. And right now I'm getting ready to start the Honey Badgers of Flagler County net. This is what it'll look like. In the top right, the radio's in the middle on the right. The bottom right is me over the shoulder, the ham radio cam. In the center of the screen, you see the net logger screen where I log everybody's contacts. Below that, you see part of my logbook, contacts I have made. Okay, and to the left, on the top left, you have the Wires X software. And just below that, you have a live shot from my geochron in real time, telling you what time it is and where we are. So, if you would like to check into this net, we are in Wires X room 80751, so you can jump on that way. And we are also on Echolink. KB4JDE is the website to go to for that. I mean, the Echolink repeater to go to for that. And I'm just setting up my screen right now. I'm doing this all before we actually start the net. I already have a few check-ins. Let me go to my live feed, set up the chat. You guys, if you're on YouTube, you can send me messages via chat. We can even put them on a screen. I actually figured out how to do that from YouTube. Not Facebook, not the other ones, but YouTube. So, and I'm making some contacts on FT8 with 6 meters. Pretty cool. I just got Canada. Nice. Just completed a QSO to Canada. Why is my computer locking up? Ugh. Nothing's working. It's all so slow. You have no idea what's been going on here lately. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Let me just make sure I get in here and hit the mute. Come on, mute. And then I got to pop out the chat. And once I take care of that, then we can actually start enjoying ourselves. I get the top of my head back in the shot. Kind of was cutting my head off. Whew, man, YouTube is slow. All right, we got somebody else trying to get me. This is Whiskey 2 Gulf. He is in Maryland, and he's trying to contact me right now. He already got his grid square. Wow, this is so slow tonight. I can't believe I'm doing too much with my computer. That's what the problem is. Oh, I gotta tell you, I got champagne taste in beer bottle pocket, and I got, literally, it's 8 o'clock right now. Oh, we just made the contact to Maryland. I'm making 6 meter contacts on FT8. Why aren't you guys there? All right, let's get this net started. Here we go. We got it. Okay. Just hit the mute. The mute is hit. Now we go up here and say pop out chat. Now I'll be able to see it on the OBS software. All right, so if you send me a chat, I will see it. Okay. Let's just do a test. Yes, bingo. It works. See? Where's the chat? I don't see it on the screen now. There it is. Test. Okay. All right, let's get this net on the road. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Walt got here. WB8E. WB8E, Walt. Hey, welcome to the net, Walt. I got you in the book. He's transmitting now, but I don't hear him. What happened?
I'll be here, Mike. WB80.
Thanks, Walt. All right, everybody, this is Mike, Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India. I'm also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube right now. Also Twitch, but that's too complicated to get in, so ignore it. Just go to YouTube or Facebook. You can watch this live and see the NetLogger screen and everything. I have a great announcement for everybody on the net tonight. If you know somebody that wants to get their license or wants to upgrade their license, I now have a way for you to get a discount with Ham Radio Prep. Not too product placement here, huh? If you were watching on YouTube, you see I got a big sticker on my microphone. HamRadioPrep.com is a great place to go. That's where I learned for my tech. That's where I also learned for my general. And I'm studying right now to get my extra on that same website. So check it out. It's really cool. And Jim Reed, who's a member of my Facebook group, he's the guy that reads the videos to you on Ham Radio Prep. Go check it out. Use the code HAMFUN and get 20% off. So if you buy one course or you buy 3 courses, you get 20% off. You only use the code once, though, so buy all 3 courses right off the bat. You'll save yourself a lot of money. On that note, anybody want to check in to the ND1C Honey Badgers of Flagler? Oh, wait, hold on. Tut, 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 tut. Don't get ahead of yourself, Mike. I start the net each Thursday night at 8 p.m. with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would like to join me, great. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remember that, folks, we're indivisible. Even if we disagree on politics, we could still be friends. On that note, now I will ask for any more check-ins to the Honey Badgers of Flagler County net here in room 80751 on Wires X. Anybody want to check in?
NP2O and NP2FJ. Check in, no traffic.
Oops.
West Bravo 4, Alpha Zulu, WB4AIZ, Echo. November Delta 1 Charlie. Check in. WA3QCV. And also Sally KI4 Zulu Papa Papa. KI4 Zulu Papa. KI4, what is her call? KI4 Zulu Papa ZPP. We are in and out, but I'll be monitoring here for a few minutes. Over.
Okay, everybody take a breath. I got Pat, NP2O, his lovely wife, NP2FJ. I got Chuck, who's on Echolink, WB4AIZ. And by the way, Ben, if you're listening, didn't Chuck sound horrible? That's not him. That's the Echolink, I think. He was on here last week and it wasn't too good. Anyway, Tim, WA3QCV, his lovely wife Sally, KI4, Zulu Papa Papa. Okay, anybody else want to check in on the ND1C Honey Badgers of Flagler County net?
November Delta 1 Charlie and K4CSI.
Oh yeah, Jim, I didn't mention you because I already have you in. You're on my node?
Say again, I have my volume down on accident.
Oh, I just confused myself. You're not on my node. I'm watching the stream on YouTube at the same time I'm doing this just to make sure everything's good and it's working. And my call sign was still up on the screen on YouTube, but it wasn't on the Wires X software. It's because it's on a delay. Anyway, all right, good. I got you, Jim. I got you, Lisa. I hope you're not in and out, Jim, because I'd love to hear from you. But first, I'm going to call on the handsome, debonair mayor of the Mondex, which is the west side of Flagler County, Mr. Gary, WB4PXX. It's your turn, Gary. Go ahead.
what a melodious group we got on here tonight. Goodness gracious. Whew, I think we ought to raise the flag. I don't have anything. Can you believe that? I have nothing. Zip. Zero. Hello, Pat, Jim, everybody. Have a great evening. And I seem like I would have something, but I don't have nothing. I can hear you in my...
Hey Gary, didn't you get to shake a really famous person's hand? You shook some famous person's hand, didn't you? Why don't you tell us about that? WBXX. You still there, Gary? Oh well, I guess Gary's radio crapped out, or he decided to get off as soon as he was done. But that's all right. Come back, Gary. If you do, I want you to tell that story about who you met a couple weeks ago. In the meantime, let's go to our fearless leader, the handsome and very industrious ND1C. Jim, it's your turn. Go right ahead.
Take care of it. Handling it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I don't have a lot. There's no pending VE exams other than the one we're doing in Elkhart, Indiana for the RV rally. Been staying real busy. And in the voids of that, which are few, I've chased a little FT8. And that's all I got. Back over to you, Mike. NT1C.
All right, let me just go back to WB4PXX again. And Gary, if you're still out there, come back again. You were in and out. We weren't getting you. Tell the story.
Okay, you can hear me now. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir. I got you loud and clear now.
Okay, real quick, like, I know we're not supposed to talk politics on the air, but long story short, I got in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I got to meet Donald Trump and shake his hand, and that was quite exciting for a little old boy from the mountains and hills of West Virginia, but never thought I'd get to meet the President of the United States. That's it. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, Gary, I'm jealous. That's pretty cool that you got to do that. And proud of you for getting to go do that. Good for you. All right, on that note, did I tell you about Ham Radio Prep? Yes, I did. Whiskey 3 Charlie Fox, that's Doug. Doug, who's like the most experienced net control guy we know. He's on here. He's got an announcement to make tonight. Go right ahead, Doug. It's your turn.
Just a shorty. I got the confirmation date today that the BU2, Bravo United 2, Bluetooth module is obsolete and discontinued. The Bravo United 4 is the compatible and same upgrade. So there you go. Got some work done here in the last couple of days. I got to get started on the tower project here soon. But I'm on the air, and the guys on 3910 say I'm making it over across the state okay. So I know it's a cloud burner, but I should have this thing up at around 50 feet here directly. So there you go. Thanks, Mike, for picking up the net. I know you're always looking for net control stations. So, you know, if me and Mike can do it, anybody can do it. It would really, really, really help the club out, or the group out. I don't like clubs. Group out. Anyway, back to you, Mike. KO4 PDI, W3CF.
W3CF, KO4 PDI. Thanks a lot, Doug. Also, I have an announcement to make. If anybody is into satellites, and did you get today's ARRL newsletter? Why do I ask? The ISS is going to be doing a slow scan TV experiment next week, planned for the amateur radio on the International Space Station. Now, here's the important part. They're only going to be doing it in limited times. So if you have a pass during these times and you want to get on the ISS repeater, don't. Because they're going to be doing an experiment. And the times are, let's see, the 26th from 20:05 UTC to 16:05. That would be 16:05 Eastern Time. That's 4:05 Eastern. To 2020 UTC, which would be 16:20 Eastern. All right, and if necessary, they have a backup schedule for 21:40 UTC, which is 17:40 here, which is 5:40 in the evening, to 21:55 UTC. So this is all on the 26th. The 26th is next Wednesday, I believe. Yes. Next Wednesday, the 26th, that's when it is. So don't get on the ISS repeater during those times. If you don't know where that is, or you didn't write it down, look on the ARRL website. They'll tell you about that. All right, next we have Walter, WB8E, coming to us from Michigan. Walter, it's your turn. Go right ahead, sir.
Well, thank you, Mike. Good evening, everybody. Internet. 54 years ago today, we landed on the moon. Can you believe that? My goodness. I know Charlene and I, we had 2 kids out of 3 by then. Maybe the 3rd one. I can't really remember. Isn't that terrible? We rented an old log cabin on a little lake up north in Michigan, not too far, on a little inland lake, and we were watching that moon landing on a black and white TV with rabbit ears, getting a very poor reception. You remember how America was so proud? Nobody quibbling with each other, nobody backstabbing. Life was extremely different. We just went along living, enjoying life, instead of letting the petty things be settled by shooting each other. A different world 54 years ago today. Back in that WB80.
Yeah, Walter, I was going to bring that up later. You're looking at a guy here. I have 5, count them, 5 Saturn V model rockets in my house. One of them is 5 feet tall. I have a bunch of models of the LEM. I have pictures, concept pictures from Grumman Aerospace that were concepts of what the LEM would look like. My friend's father worked at Grumman on Long Island. That's where they built the LEM. And these were pictures that he had hanging on his wall in his office. And his father has since passed away. He had this tube full of posters. He gave it to me. I could not believe when I opened it and what I saw. One of them I had professionally framed and mounted. It is so incredible to know that history and to hear idiots, and I do mean idiots. You have to be an idiot to think we faked that. everybody thinks we did because of the technology today, the CGI. You look at the movie Avatar, and you have this fantasy world that's so detailed. And do you know, in 1969, CGI didn't exist. There was none. It was absolutely incredible. We did land on the moon, and it was an amazing thing. And I've since met Jim Lovell. I've met Buzz Aldrin. I've met Walt Cunningham. Now, Buzz walked on the moon. He was the second man to walk on the moon. Jim Lovell was supposed to until Apollo 13 happened, and he never got to walk on the moon. But he did get to fly around it twice, which is pretty cool. Anyway, a little bit of history there. I've been enthralled in the space program since I was a little kid, since the Mercury program, where they picked the first 7 astronauts. Yeah, Walt Cunningham was one of the second bunch of astronauts that got picked. Anyway, enough of my bloviating. I'll move on now. The next person we're going to go to, let's see, Pat and Nancy, right? Charles, you're the one on Echolink. Hey, Charles, I see. Chuck, you're still there. And you are WB4 Alpha India Zulu. It's your turn. Go right ahead, sir. There he goes.
Yeah, WB4 Z. You say you were asking me? Over?
I hear you, but I didn't understand that last transmission. Try again.
WB4 Z. I'm using Echolink, and I don't know if you said something about me not being able to understand me or something.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the Echolink. If you stay further away from the mic, it might help. It almost sounds like CB radio, like real, like that. It's hard to understand what you're saying, but I hear you a couple of times. Once you say it again, I hear you better. So go ahead, say whatever it is you got to say tonight for the net, and we'll work with it.
Okay. Well, maybe I should speak up a little bit. So, anyways, I don't have a whole lot, but I noticed that was on.
I don't know what's happening with this guy. I wonder what's going on. He's still talking. I see him on Echolink. He's transmitting, but it's not coming over Wires X.
Well, you're.
There it goes. All right, Chuck. Well, I don't know what's going on, why it's so bad, but I did hear what you. I heard part of what you said, and then you disappeared, but you were still on Echolink. I saw you talking on Echolink, but not on Wires X. We'll have to troubleshoot that. KB4JDE, are you around? Just so you know, you can hear what's going on. It doesn't sound good. Tim said he was going to be monitoring, but I don't know if he wants to say anything, so I'm going to open the floor up to WA3QCV. Whiskey Alpha 3, Quebec, Charlie Victor, KO4PDI here. It's your turn. Go right ahead. Okay, I guess he really was in and out. He didn't have anything he wanted to say. That's all right. Anybody else want to check in to the ND1C Honey Badgers of Flagler County Net? Come now, and I'll add you to the list. We had 15 so far. Anyone else?
did you just call me WA3QCV?
Yes, because you said you were going to be monitoring. I figured I'd give you a chance to say something if you would like to say something. So, Tim, go ahead, WA3QCV.
Yeah, okay. I was expecting a phone call here. I thought I'd be, well, at any rate, I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Tim here, located in Flagler Beach, WA3QCV. Nice hot day here today. I don't know what the heat index was, but man, I tell you, I was outside. Wasn't really doing a whole lot, but I'm just kind of exhausted from just sitting out there sweating, getting a couple things sorted out in the garage. Wasn't in the sun. And earlier today, Sally and I, KI4 Zulu Papa Papa, we had to make a run to New Smyrna, down off of 44, and we took a little ride down to Flagler Avenue, down toward the beach. Many years ago, we had a pizza shop down there for summer, pizza shop, and we were down there about 20 years ago, and the building was there but closed up. So today we ventured down around that area, and man, I'm telling you, that New Smyrna, right down in that area on Flagler Avenue, what a nice little place. And things were going on. We had stopped at a little restaurant there, it's called the Beacon, and had some lunch. And nice place. Nice place. And then just wandered back up to Flagler here, come up Route 1. We had a nice day trip. Now wait a minute. Am I transmitting here? I'm hearing myself. I think I hear Jimmy talking. Let me unkey and see who's talking here. Do I still have it, Mike?
Yeah, Tim, I got you loud and clear. I heard the stream on. You might be delayed.
Yeah, I have it on. See you up there. What else can I say? I was, let me see, last week, the last week's net, I don't remember, but I was invited into the old every morning, 7:30. And what an honor to be an old guy. Getting on there early in the morning and talking a little bit, listening a little bit. And Doug, you have a good signal. It sounds good over here. You do a whole lot, sir. You know, everybody tells you they're hearing you. And everything's working fine. Audio sounds good, the whole schmear. So, what else? What else I got here? I guess that's it, Mike. I haven't been on the birds here lately. Mike, I see it late tonight, so I'm probably not going to make it. But all right, that's it. I think I covered it. Y'all have a nice rest of the week. See you later. WA3QZV, Flagler Beach.
Tim, by the way, the ISS, the only decent pass we had today was somewhere around between 5 and 6 o'clock. But it's the orbit, the way the orbit's going during the day right now, we don't have a lot of good passes. Usually have it very early in the morning, like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, or afternoon or evening. Sometimes like around 10, 11 o'clock at night, you'll get it good. But speaking of satellites, I didn't say this yet, but if any of you follow Mike, K8MRD, I do. I'm one of his patrons also. I give him $5 a month because he's taught me so much. Mike and I have become friends. We had a nice conversation on the phone last night. Possibly next does his Technician Tuesday show live. We're going to talk satellites, and we're going to talk about how to do satellites from a handheld with a Yagi in your hand to a setup like I have, and like with a Isu rotor with an ICOM 9700 and two Yagis for 70 centimeter and 2 meter. Speaking of Yagis, my 2 meter Yagi on my rotor is not somebody to give me a hand for about 10 minutes sometime tomorrow, preferably early, to lower the mast. That's on a tilt-up mast. So if anybody's available, please, KO4PDI, you can get me on QRZ. If you got 10 minutes to a half hour tomorrow, 2 meter, it's not working at all. I was able to make a satellite contact today using a vertical for the 2 meter signal and my 70 centimeter Yagi, but that didn't work so hot. I got one contact on a pass. You need to be tracking the satellite that you're talking to really do good on it. So if anybody's got time, I can come over, maybe not tomorrow, maybe Saturday, let me know. We're talking, all you got to do is help me lower this thing. It's on a tilt base that Tim was gracious enough to give me, and that's how we're going to do it. I just have to tilt it down. I could probably do it by myself, but I don't want to attempt that because if I screw up, that's an expensive rotor. Those are expensive antennas. I don't want to destroy them by having them fall to the ground. So if anybody's got time to give me a hand tomorrow, get in touch with me. On that note, last call. Anybody out there want to get on the Honey Badgers of Flagler County net for Thursday, July 20th, 2023. Come now.
Kilo Golf 5, Yankee Lima.
Anybody else? Would anybody else like to get in? We got Ken. I got you in the book. KG5Y. All right, nothing heard. So, Ken, it's your turn, man. Go right ahead. You can have the floor.
A good deal. We were in Orlando this past weekend. I didn't get to try to make any contacts with you guys while I was there. Of course, all I brought was the handy-talkie, and we flew this fast this time. But maybe next time we drive, I'll bring something a little bit better, and if I can try to
That would be great, Ken. You're welcome here all the time. Just so you know, a lot of times I monitor 001 Charlie on D-Star, 030 Charlie on D-Star. I also monitor this room. Sometimes I go up to Michigan on their Zombie AlertNet, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there's some voice comes on, somebody will answer. Most likely me, but Doug gets in there sometimes. Anyway, welcome to the net, and come back again sometime. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, not Twitter, although I may be back. Still tossing that around. I'm everywhere. Just Google KO4PDI and you can follow me. And look forward next week. Follow Mike, K8MRD. Follow him on YouTube, and you will get to see me live with him when we talk satellites. I'm going to try to recreate my first satellite contact ever with my handheld antenna and my HD1 radio. So look forward to that next Tuesday. That should be on K8MRD's channel. And on that note, I am going to give one last call. Last call. Anybody out there, you don't come back in 10 seconds. I'm closing the net. KO4 PDI. Anybody else want to check in? Say, anybody that's here already, have anything you'd like to say? Come now. Hearing nothing, this is Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, wishing you all a wonderful weekend. God bless you. Have a great week and 73, and we will now return our equipment to its normal operating procedure. We had 16 check-ins tonight, and I thank you all for coming and for supporting me and the net. This is so. Feel free to follow me though on YouTube. Discount from Ham Radio Prep. Use the code HAMFUN for 20% off. And thank you everyone who participated. You have a great night. KO4 PDI. I'll be clear listening. All right, so you got to see the whole net. Pretty cool, huh? Right? Anyway, thank you all who were watching. If there was anybody, I don't even know, because I wasn't watching that screen at the time. I'm too busy doing other stuff. And even if you're watching it later on, don't forget hamradioprep.com. Hamradioprep.com. Use the code HAMFUN. You get 20% off any course. Best thing, buy all the courses at one time and get 20% off the whole deal. Because if you buy the first one, right, and then you say, oh, I want the second one, but you use the code on the first one, you don't get to use the code on the second one again. So buy all of them at the same time and use the code. You get 20% off the whole deal. On that note, hey, thank you for watching. This is Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India, thanking you for being on my stream and watching it. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe we could do something again in the future. I don't stream every Thursday night, but this time I decided to do it because I had to test my equipment. So when I do a live stream, I know it's going to work. Selfish, I know. It's so selfish. HamRadioPrep.com. I'll see you guys and have a safe week. See you next week. Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India saying so long for now in 73.